The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Happy Saturday. Week 6 is already here, college football. And thank you guys for tuning into the Tailgate. You could be anywhere in the world. There's a ton of shows going on Saturday morning, and you chose to come here with us at the Tailgate. So thank you guys, man. Shout out to all you in the chat rolling in early and often. Guys, we don't have wine time for the whole show today, so we have no time to waste. We're going straight into the best bets, straight into the action. Wine time. You want me to put that Iowa State game up first?
Let's get right to it, guys. Yeah, Iowa State, Cincinnati. Let's get right to it, fellas. Exciting day in college football today. Last couple weeks, we've taken some wins, guys. Been profitable last couple weeks, getting back in the green. Yesterday, not so good. 0-2 day for me. 0-3 if you actually count the action. I didn't tweet out as well, so looking to get it back today. Let's get it.
There we go. We got the Cyclones taking on the Bobcats, right? Cincinnati Bobcats. Is that what they are?
Bearcats.
What cats?
The Bearcats.
Bearcats. Okay, what the fuck is a Bearcat, first off?
You've never seen a Bearcat, Daby Cab?
Wait, that's a real thing?
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know a guy who named Bearcat who got arrested for driving the wrong way on the highway drunk one night, but that's a different story. Now we're going into college football best bets. Iowa State taking on Cincinnati. We'll go with that. 14th ranked Iowa State as an underdog on the road here. Cincinnati with a big win last week over Kansas. Both Cincinnati and Kansas both look good on offense, look bad on defense. Jalen Daniels pretty much did what he wanted to this Cincinnati defense. So if I'm being honest with you, one time, Rocco Beck and Iowa State are somewhat appealing to me, but I got to imagine Iowa State's appealing to anybody who is looking at this game, which is why I didn't bet it. There's no way that I would take a bet like this where Vegas is just dangling a line telling us, please, please, please bet Iowa State. So I haven't bet it. Tell me why Cincinnati's the side. I know that's what you're on.
Yeah, guys, I'm on Cincinnati. They went from a dog to a favorite. I wish I got them when they were a dog. It's for a reason, guys. Iowa State is out there, 2 top defensive backs out there. Don't get me wrong. They're going to make adjustments, and they got guys ready to go, but this is going to be a farly weaker secondary than we've seen. And Iowa State defense hasn't been the best this year either. They've been pretty good, but Cincinnati, I mean, this offense is rocking and rolling. I remember capping the Big 12, and Moose like, have you capped Cincinnati? And I was like, I haven't yet. And I capped them, and I was like, damn, this team's so fun. The pieces that they got around Sorsby, very impressive. I mean, not only did they go out and grab a guy like Tyree Walker from Wisconsin, who's an absolute bowling ball out there, 5'9", he's like 5'9", 230, just a big human being, and he's hard to get taken down, especially when you have to do it multiple times in a game. We saw Kansas struggle to tackle him at times last week, and Kansas defense, I think they're actually a pretty good defense. The last week, I think they got exposed a little bit, but it's also a really good offense you've got over here in Cincinnati. You got a guy like Jeff Caldwell, who I did a lot of research on going into this season. This guy grew like pretty much like a foot in 2 years after high school. It's absolutely crazy, and this guy is just a dynamite with the ball in his hand. He hasn't really been able to get too explosive this season. I do expect him to have a pretty good game today against some backup cornerbacks. You got a guy like Cyrus Allen from Texas A&M. You got a guy like Caleb Goody as well. This offensive line is deep as well. You look at this across the board, it's pretty much seniors. There is a redshirt sophomore in there. But this team is talented, and I think it was very impressive to go into Lawrence, Kansas last week, not just to cover the spread, but to win the game outright. It seemed like Kansas wanted to do whatever they wanted, but at the same time, Cincinnati and Sorsby was doing whatever he wanted, especially on the ground game. They've got a couple guys back there too, and Evan Pryor, so they've got plenty of guys in that backfield. I think Cincinnati's going to have a good home field advantage here, being that they're 4-1 going into this game. Realistically, guys, this team maybe should be 5-0. They're going on that game-winning drive against Nebraska, and we got the cover in that one, but I think Cincinnati was the better team in that game. Not saying Nebraska is a top team by any means, but they're a competent team. They're going to win 7, 8 games this year, and along with Kansas as well. Give me Cincinnati. This is the only loss Iowa State will take this year. They are also down their 2 kickers. It's going to be down to a walk-on kicker. I don't know if they're going to be kicking too many field goals. They're going to be going for a lot of those situations on 4th and short. That's just what they're going to have to do here in this game. And I think they're going to come up short in some of those. Give me Cincinnati on the money line, -120. Was moving in my direction all week long. It's kind of came back a little bit. You can get that same number. You couldn't get that same number a couple days ago, but you can get it today. Give me Cincinnati on the money line. Moose, what do you think about this one?
So if we remember last year's game was essentially the Sorsby and Becht game. I mean, Sorsby was just going off, but only on the ground. Through the air last year, Sorsby only had 66 yards passing, and you can't make the argument like, well, who was he throwing to? He didn't have the guys that Wine Time already listed. No, he had one of the best receivers in the country in Xavier Henderson. So 66 yards passing was a problem. That game was tied 10 at the half. But in the second half, Iowa State just laid the lumber, and they just took off. And they did it in multiple ways. They were able to pass the ball through the air. I mean, obviously, Higgins and Noel, two of the best wide receiver combos in the country at the time. And you were able to use Sama, Hansen. But Becht was also very effective running the ball. One of the issues for Cincinnati last year was inability to score in the red zone. They had multiple trips in the red zone that they had to settle for field goals. They had a missed field goal. And if you look at it this year, very surprising with how the line was set. There's a game that we saw last year that had eerily similar line movement from an early flip from a dog to a favorite at home, but then the line never seemed to move above a playable money line as a favorite. And that was the UCF BYU game that we saw last year. And we saw BYU go into UCF, into the bounce house, and steal a victory away. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to get from Iowa State here, given the injuries in the backfield, in the secondary. But they did face Arizona last year without those DBs, and they played exceptionally well. So what are we going to see in this game? I'm kind of assuming Iowa State is not going to deviate from their plan, even though Dante Corleone is coming back on the defense, or at least he's assumed to be coming back. And you have Royer coming back, who's one of the big tight end, pass catching tight ends in the country. The only thing I think is going to happen is Sorsby talked a lot about sort of this loss last year and how it was a winnable game. They just got to make sure they're executing better. But he played his tail off, and I think we're going to see something very similar. Last year, Sorsby on the ground had 143 yards rushing and a touchdown. The weakness of Iowa State is going to be that front seven, going to be that D line. I think Sorsby kind of breaks out a little bit, maybe not 143 yards, but I definitely think there's going to be a touchdown here. I think Cincinnati is going to be able to score some points on an Iowa State defense that really hasn't been tested. So my little crazy little parlay that I put together here, if there's just a small little bet, is a Sorsby anytime touchdown and Cincinnati team total over 24.5. I got it for plus 140, and I sprinkled just a little half unit for a personal play. But that's my best look here. I don't know what side to take. I like the over. Both teams have been averaging a lot of plays, but I just can't get there. Give me my little same game parlay prop.
Take it away, Guns.
All right. I'm hesitant on this one. I know a lot of people are liking the Cincinnati side, and I understand that. You're going against a ranked opponent. You're favored at home. Kind of correlates there. They were 7.5-point dogs last year, lost 34-17, 2x revenge type of angle in that one as well. But Iowa State's really playing pretty good football right now. This will be their first road test in conference. I got to see a little bit more of a barometer on them just to see how they perform on the road. Even though they did play in Ireland against Kansas State, did win that game. That's not technically a road game. That's more of a neutral site game. So I'm not treating it as that. I think this is a bad situational play for Iowa State for the most part. And Kansas and Cincinnati is going to have a good challenge on this one. So it's more get your popcorn ready for me and watch this game. And I just thought there was some better looks on the board. I just felt like when I see everybody on the same team, and I understand why, I just feel like it's going to get cursed, and that's just my superstition. So
it's funny. It's funny, right, Guns? So, like, I texted my pops, and I was like, this is the one. This is the game where Vegas is begging you to bet Iowa State. All the sharp bettors are going to be on Cincinnati. The whole public's going to be on Iowa State. And it's just dirt, man. Like, to me, same as you just said, like, I just don't.
It just reminds me of Arkansas last week. Everybody's like, oh, this is an Arkansas against Notre Dame, and Notre Dame messed them up. Sometimes in college football, it's not really the sharp angle. NFL maybe, but college football is a little bit more volatile. So I don't know about this one. I think it's better.
And looking at the market too, it's surprising. I mean, yeah, you said it, Gun. 66% of the tickets coming in on Cincinnati right now. Not what I want to see. I do like they went from a dog to a favorite. I still like the side, but it is a little concerning that we were seeing -2s and now -1s are popping back up. So
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to everybody rolling in, man. Ron Lofton, good to see you. Top set, just my 2 cents, part of the Locker Room podcast. And we got our guy Joey coming on from the Locker Room podcast later today. He's going to come on and bring you some best bets to you guys. Thomas in the chat, he said he just bet the Brewers for 2 units. Shout out to you, Thomas. My dude, Man Beer Pig, Kevin Foster. He said it's an Iowa State spot. Everybody, man, thanks for rolling in. Share the video. I say it all the time, but we're trying to get to that 250. And as soon as we do, I'm going to do a giveaway. So if we get 250 today, I'm going to shoot one of you guys $50. But let's keep this rolling. Wine Time, we don't have you the whole show. So what's the next one you want to go?
You're good. I got it right here, Cab. I'll pull it right up. We'll go right to we're going to go to Indiana, guys. Purdue, the Boilermakers coming off a bye week. Illinois coming to town, guys. I mean, these last couple weeks, it's almost like a script going into these Illinois games. They go into a hostile environment in Indiana, and Indiana is this huge favorite, and it's only moving towards them all week, and they absolutely blew the doors off these guys. USC comes to Champaign, Illinois. We talked about it last week, guys. It's one of my best plays of the week. Illinois sprinkled that money line as well. They took care of business. Rather easy, too. I know it came down to the end, but USC, they have a lot of holes in that defense despite all the talent and the coaching that they have over there. It's very concerning. With that being said here, this is a perfect Purdue spot. Purdue was getting over 20 points against USC at home, over 20 points against Notre Dame. They covered the spread in those kind of games, and I think the books are finally saying, like, we can't put this team as a 20-point dog against anyone anymore because this team can score. They can't really stop anyone. I mean, that's clear as day. They can't stop anyone. Illinois, though, I think they're going to be moving the ball a little bit more slower here in this game. And I do think Illinois probably pulls out of this game with a win. I got the plus 9.5 early in the week on Purdue. I like Max Brown over there. I like everything he's doing, moving the ball. His mistakes are questionable. He is a younger quarterback, sophomore, but he can make a lot of the big-time throws. It's just the mistakes he makes. This Illinois team, it feels like a perfect letdown spot after. I mean, if you guys saw Brent Bielema post-game, he was almost crying after the win against USC. It seemed like they won the Big Ten title. I was confused. I was like, why is this guy so happy right now? Because they got blown out the week before, and maybe he didn't actually have confidence that they were going to beat USC. Do I think they beat Purdue? Yes. Do I think they're a more talented roster? Absolutely. I just think Purdue is going to fight. I think they're going to fight all year long. That's what you get when you have Barry Odom as a head coach. He's going to bring his personnel in, and he's going to make the adjustments, and he's going to be able to score. He's going to be able to put points on the board. The defense is a little suspect, but I think you're giving me 9.5 points, 9 points to Purdue. I'll take it all day long. I got the 9.5 early in the week. I think this is going to be a one-score game either way you look at it. Yeah, I like Purdue here. Moose, take it away, my guy. I got to hear you guys' opinions on these.
Are you the ugly? Your shirt says the good, the bad, and then there's no ugly. So
no, I'm your favorite. I'm your favorite. I'm not sure if you remember that.
You're the ugly. I was just finishing the shirt.
All right. 43% of the bets, 70% of the money is on Iowa. It was a drop from 11 down to a 7.5. Hard pass.
Take it away, Guns.
Yeah, I think we may be looking at a high-scoring game here. You look at what these teams' strengths are, and you look at Purdue. Ryan Brown, he's done a very good job passing the ball. That's kind of what they want to do. He's got a 63.1% pass completion rate, 8.5 yards per attempt. Averages 280 passing yards, so you know what they're going to do. They're going to throw the ball, and I think against this Illinois team, you're going to be able to get passing yards. Against Duke, they gave up 356. Against Indiana, they gave up 267. And against USC last week, they gave up 364. And I just think when you look at what happened last year, revisionist history, they played Illinois 50-49 was the final on a 47.5 total. Now we're seeing the total here getting to what, 55 range, 54. I'm seeing 55s and 55s and a half on the board right now. If you shop around, you can find a 54.5. I think it's going to be high scoring between these two teams. Ryan Brown, you got to remember the quarterback for Purdue, his first start ever at Purdue was against Illinois last year. He was 18 for 26, 297 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no INTs. That's how he performed in that game. I think there's going to be, he's also the leading rusher in that game too, by the way, if you go look at the numbers, put up 118 rushing yards. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. Give me the over.
I apologize. I think I said Max Brown. It's Ryan Brown. Yeah. Yeah. Take it away, Cap, if you got anything. If not, we can move on to the next one.
Muted.
Oh, you're muted, my guy.
Whatever. I got to bring some. There's got to be some comedic relief to something. Listen, I got nothing. I don't want to waste anybody's time on games we don't have because, we've got so many cappers and bets to give you guys. So my thoughts on this one are probably Purdue, but I'm not betting it. So what does it matter? I got no money on it. So we can move on.
All right, let's go to Gainesville, guys. Big game right here. SEC play here. Come on, guys. I hope you guys got in on Florida early in the week at the +7. It's down to a +4.5 right now. Just continues to move towards this Florida Gators team for a reason. This Texas team is very overrated. This team's going to win 8-9 games this year. They're going to miss the SEC title game. I think Florida is going to absolutely win this game outright. They're going to make a statement here in Gainesville. Remember last year when Miami faced Florida, everyone was telling me, like, why are you going to take Miami like on the opener in Gainesville? This place is going to be rock and roll. Very much was. That place was loud and proud over there. And I think they're going to be today. I think this is a big-time game. Florida needs this win. Not only does Florida need this win, Billy Napier needs this win. I think if they take a loss here, he might even get canned. We'll see. That he's tied up with a lot of money and a lot of recruits, so we'll see what happens with that. But he's going to give the best showing of the year here. We know this Florida defense is good. We know this Texas offense is not good. You got Arch Manning at quarterback. This guy is the most overrated quarterback I have seen in college football in quite some time. If you watch everything that he does out there, he just looks uncomfortable. He looks like he wants to take off and run almost every single play. He's not a pocket passer. I actually think the FCS quarterback, might actually stand in that pocket a little bit better than Arch. They're not going to make that move, but it's a bold statement, I know. But Arch Manning, this guy, I don't think he's very good, and he's going to be in a very hostile environment in Gainesville. This is one of the most hostile environments in college football. I got a 7 earlier in the week. Sprinkled that money line. You can only get 4.5, so I still endorse the 4.5, excuse me. But it's just a worse number at this point. I did not, when we were going to talk about this game, I didn't think this was going to be a 4.5. This must have just made the move overnight. Was a 6.5 a week, 7. Give me Florida here, guys. I think they win outright. They get their first win in conference play.
Shout out to my guy, Julian, with the $9.99 dono, man. I can't wait to kick it again, man. That's one of my dudes right there. Much love to you, my guy. Let us know what you're betting on today. And everything Wine Time just said sounds great. And, sometimes we all agree on stuff, but, sometimes some of us are just, wrong. And right now that's one of those times. Florida sucks, dude. What are you talking? We know what kind of proud you mean. You say they're proud in Florida. Yeah, we know what kind of proud you're talking about because they're not proud of Billy Napier and they're damn sure not proud of this Florida shit program that they've got going on right now. Lagway is a complete letdown. I think that he's still a very talented kid, but man, when your whole team is sold out, it is hard to. A quarterback's a leader, right? A leader of men, how do you fucking lead these men that don't want to be there, don't buy into the program, don't buy into the coach? I think it's a broken program. Now, on the flip side of that, I do think Archie Manning's hurt. I don't necessarily think that we should jump on the bandwagon saying that, he's too overhyped. Definitely a little overhyped, but I think that we're not seeing 100%. I mean, from the thing that I saw on the clips of him flinching when he's throwing, I don't know why he's playing if he's hurt. Maybe he's gotten better in the bye week. I'm on Texas first half here. I've said it all along with Sarkisian. I don't trust him full game, so maybe I'm not completely buying what I'm selling right now since I didn't take them full game. But first half, Sarkisian, it's almost like he stays in those scripted plays longer than 15 plays. I really like Texas early in football games. So I'll be there with Texas first half. While you were breaking it down, since the line moved, I went and grabbed me a little bit of -3 because I posted a -3.5. So I just threw another 50 on the -3.
What's crazy is though that Texas, the only opponent they've really faced this year, Ohio State, 0 points through 3 quarters, which is actually kind of wild. Yeah, Steve is going to definitely have 20 plays lined up. I just don't think he's been necessarily good at that like he has in years past, these last couple of years, but he's still one of the best play callers in college football. I mean, Sark can definitely call a good offensive game plan. I just think this is a big letdown spot. I think this is just a Florida spot. We'll see what happens, though. You never know.
Man, shout out to our guy Razor Sharp Picks in the chat. He said Red October. Shout out to you and your Phillies, Razor. Man Bear Pig, 2 cents. Swiggy, good to see you in the chat, man. All you guys. Moose, tell him that Florida sucks.
Well, I mean, this is going to be the first trip for the Longhorns to the swamp in 85 years. And you're taking a guy that hasn't really had a ton of starting experience, but he is coming off of a start at the Horseshoe. So there is actually some kind of legit game experience here. I was looking at that first half, But I think the tell is that Sarkisian off of a bye has been pretty solid, 5-3 straight up, and Napier coming off of a bye is 2-4. Sarkisian has been a very good game planner. I would actually disagree. I think he's still one of the best game planners going on right now. And I still think that the first half has been one of the trends that you can use for Texas when you're trying to back them, picking the first half over full game. But it is the Longhorns' first trip to the Swamp, one of the toughest, if not the toughest place to take your team to. I couldn't get there with Texas first half. I also think it's telling that Napier 4-14 versus top 25 opponents at Florida. So when I was doing the breakdown here, the things that I looked at was Texas has had issues with the penalties every single game. They've been poor on third down offensively until last week. I mean, really, the offense didn't pick up until their last game against Sam Houston State. Before that, I mean, they were struggling, like against UTEP and San Jose State. Like, they didn't look like an offense you go, I need to put my money on that offense. The defense, though, has been very good. Here's where I think the whole entire game and your entire bet is essentially going to lie. The Texas pass rush versus the Florida pass blocking, which has been horrific this year. Texas has been solid. They started looking very good last game. That's where I think the game is going to win. And I'm a little surprised to see how the line is moving, just because I think that the advantage is so much in Texas's favor. I do like that first half. I'm not going to touch it because of the inexperience of the Longhorns at the Swamp. But I think it should be a somewhat minimal concern, but it's enough of a concern in a game that I don't know where to go to keep me off. I lean Texas. I would lean first half. I like Cab's bet on it, but I'm going to stay off of this. Oh, and one thing, Texas, they are amazing third and late down early. They are the first number one team in the country. Florida ranks 133rd in late down success rate.
Guns.
I think we're ignoring the best player in this game. Now, here's the problem why I don't want to take the side. It reminds me of Notre Dame and Arkansas. You have a Texas team that the stock has completely dropped off because they're playing like pretty much stale football right now. And then you're going on the road to go face a team on a short line with a coach and Billy Napier that is fighting for his job. And then lo and behold, what happens? Probably gets his ass kicked. And then he loses his job and he gets fired before he even hits the locker room at the end of the game. But I think the total has some validity here. And I think AM brought it up into the chat. I think the under is a good play on this one. Last year, it's 47.5. Now you're seeing it 42.5. Last year, the outcome was 66 on a 47.5 line. So it did go over. But these two teams are under teams. 4-0 to the under in Florida games this year, and this is the lowest total they've seen all year. Texas 3-1 to the under this year. This is the lowest team total that they've had in all their games this year. Also, you said it, Moose. First appearance in the Swamp in 85 years or whatever. Texas's defense is solid, too. They gave up 14 points per game at home last year and 13 points per game this year. In 2023, I'm sorry. So, I think this defense is going to be solid. I think that DJ Langway stinks. I think their offense is terrible. I don't think points are going to be scored in this game, given the under 42.5.
There we go. You guys got a side or two sides, a total from us in this one.
One person on an island here.
Right? No, I wouldn't say you're on an island because I
haven't heard anyone on Florida.
I'm not taking Texas either. I want to make that very clear. That line is fishy. And I understand why people are taking the Florida side. I get it. Swamp's a very tough place to play. I just think the total's better.
You don't get to do that, Wine Time. Moose isn't on anything. Guns is on a total. I'm on Texas. You don't get to do that. I'm on Texas.
You guys just listen to their breakdowns.
Yeah, okay. But as far as like the actual bets go, it's mano y mano right here on the staff. That you can't say all of us. You don't get to put that juju in my court. We are not. This is, anyways, I digress. Hey, let's keep it rolling, though. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Just so you guys know, we'll come back to these games if needed. Like our guy Dutch Boy is going to stop in for a couple minutes and give you guys best bets. He went 4-0 with us last week. Joey T is going to drop some best bets. Gorky's going to drop some best bets. And then, everybody on screen is going to keep it going. So don't think just because we moved that it's over. We might come back to it. But let's keep it rolling. I'm going to let you keep clicking on Wine Time since you know what you want.
Yeah, I've got this will probably be the last one I do, and then I'll just hang out with you guys and give some takes on your guys' game. Let's go to Tallahassee. Let's go here. Let's talk about this game right here. All right, there we go. Miami heading to Florida State, man. We all saw Florida State go down in shambles last Friday in Charlottesville. We all talked about in the group chat that Stormfield is everything. Squirrel White almost got killed when those people ran onto the field. I think Squirrel White's going to have a big-time game today for Florida State. I think Florida's going to be able to do whatever they want against this Miami team. Miami, you look at their competition. I mean, who have they beaten this year, realistically? It's actually good by margin. I mean, they probably should have beaten Notre Dame by a lot more points because they couldn't even get anything going offensively to the second half.
Do you hear that, Guns? Who have they beat that's any good?
And he's on Florida.
Carson Beck is, 3 interceptions to 3 touchdowns his last 2 games. This is going to be a hostile environment, guys. What is Miami doing pre-snap? False starts, delayed games. They have not had a road game that they've been to all season long. Miami is the by far more talented team, more money into the roster. But this Florida State, this is a better coaching staff right here. You got the better 2 coordinators, in my opinion, Gus Malzahn and Tony White. Like everything they're doing right now for this program. I think last week was just a spot where we all were on Virginia. It was just a Virginia spot. Figured they were going to get them outright in Charlottesville on a Friday night. They did it. They played their best game they're going to play all season long. Florida State's going to play their best games they played all season long, and they played Alabama in week 1, and they absolutely took care of business at home. That place is going to be rocking out there. This is a much improved Florida State team from last year, just with the coordinators. I think Florida State gets these guys outright. I got the +4.5. I think you can get +4s everywhere right now. I think they win this game outright. I don't even know if you need the points here. They take care of business. Miami is not the number 3 ranked. This is the most sus number 3 ranked team I've seen in quite some time. Other than LSU, last week. So give me Florida State here on the spread. I think they beat them outright.
Cab muted.
Muted Cab.
Well, it's your turn anyways, Moose. Unless you want to be polite and let Guns go first in front of you for once.
Sure, Guns, go ahead.
All right. Talking about this game, I think I'm gonna be aligned with you with Florida State. Explosive offense. Let's not forget that. Forget about what happened in Charlottesville. Playing there on Friday night. Very tough place to play. Very tough spot, especially when you have a rival in Miami coming up. That was overdue for a loss. So they're going to come back in a bounce back here. Mike Norvell will have these guys ready. Explosive offense. 600 yards per game in total offense. 336 rushing yards per game. 6.7 yards per carry. 264 in the passing game. Now, Miami's defense has looked solid. I'll give you that. But don't forget, Notre Dame put up 221 passing yards against them with a freshman quarterback in its first start. And also, they for USF Southern Florida, they gave up 292 passing yards to them. So is this defense as good as they say they are? I think the Florida State team is going to be able to throw the rock. And mind you, this is Miami's first road game of the year. We're already late in the season. They have not played a road game. And then Florida State is 3-1 straight up last 4 versus Miami. Lost to Miami last year, 36-14. They were 21-point road dogs in that situation. Now they're a short dog at home. We call that line correlation, baby. And also Miami 2-6 ATS as a conference road favorite and 2-9 ATS last 11 as a single-digit favorite. I'm taking the Seminoles, baby. Give it to me +4.
That's why I laughed out loud, dude. Just know that I'm not laughing at the
you're going to have a good time.
It's not actually funny. You sound like a hater and a jackass. That's what you.
I was gonna say, like. You're gonna have a good day when everyone in the chat is butchering your plays. That's how you know, especially people like Phil the Kill. Like, come on.
Hey, listen though. Here's the deal. Not everybody's always going to be on the same side, right? And just because somebody likes another side, doesn't mean that we got to turn into a douchebag. We can tell them that they're wrong, like I told Wine Time with Texas and Florida, but we don't gotta throw any ridiculous comments out there. I like the over in this game. I want to let Moose take it. I bet the over early in the week, gave it out Monday, so I'm not on his side. But Moose, what do you got?
I mean, I already put in the chat. Miami does have penalty problems. They've had that issue every single game. The question is Beck, and is he able to perform against top competition? Is Florida State top competition? I put that question in the chat because that's the question I have on my little note sheet here. And you also have Beck on the road, who has struggled a little bit. If you look at his numbers last year, his numbers generally on the road were much lower. There were a couple games where he didn't even clear the 200-yard mark of passing. But passing is the concern for Florida State. When you look at Florida State, they've handled the rush very well. Specifically, they've handled the running back rush very well. If you remember last week, you saw Chandler Morris kind of running all over them. But they've generally handled the quarterback rush poorly, generally handled the running back rush very well. So pass defense is the concern for Florida State. They do rank 52nd in EPA per dropback, but they rank 75th in success rate at a 41.6% success rate. Miami ranks 27th in success rate dropback at a 45.7%. Beck has looked good throwing the ball. The area that I think we're going to have some real value here is Malachi Toney, who has been his go-to receiver. If you look at his numbers every single game, week 1 against Notre Dame, he was the top target option, 6 catches, 82 yards. Week 2 against FCS, who gives a shit, top target guy, 6 catches, 80 yards. Week 3 versus USF, one of the top targets, 6 catches, 66 yards. And against Florida, which does have a legit secondary, he was controlled a little bit, but still is one of the top target guys, 4 catches, 40 yards. The prop was set at 59.5 receiving yards. I'm sorry, it was set at 57.5 receiving yards for Malachi Toney. I think I have a significant advantage here against a Florida State secondary that was expected to struggle, has struggled. So I'm going to see advantage there. I'm going to take Malachi Toney receiving yards over 57.5. And I'm also throwing a same game parlay on this. Toney receiving yards over 59.5 and the Miami team total over 26.5, which I got at plus 160. I also am looking at the Miami team total over 28.5. I very much like that because I do think that Miami is going to be able to move the ball. It's just going to be a question of can they score. Florida State has looked good in the red zone, but Virginia cracked the code last time. Let's see if Miami can also crack that. I will update if I am on the Miami team total over. But right now, Malachi Toney signed me up in a little same-game parlay for a personal play at some good plus money.
Hey, we know who Moose's burner is one time. Now it makes sense. It makes sense where the trolls come in and then you get the U hat on right there. It makes sense now, Moose. I see you, my dude.
Did I miss something? I was on a roll there.
Were you? Hey, speaking about being on a roll, this game's about to get interesting. I want to hear our guy Guns' take, but then we got somebody else who's going to really bring – if you guys didn't like Wine Time's Florida State energy, you're really about to not like the next guy's Florida State energy. But real quick, Guns, let me let you take it away.
Well, with this game, I already told you. Florida
State. Yeah, because we switched the order. That's right. Yep. Well, Wine Time, you're done with best bets for now, right?
Yeah.
And you're just going to hang out with us?
Yeah, if I pop off, yeah, you guys, I got my baby shower today, so I got to go get that set up here in about an hour and a half. So hang out for a bit, and then I'm going to take off.
Well, this is a little change of pace. Usually right now we have Kong, but Kong will be with us here a little bit later today. Right now we're going to get to bring back our guy who went 4-0 with us last week, and he's got the fit on right now, so he's going to have something to say about this game, and I can't fucking wait to hear it. My co-host of the sesh Monday mornings. Let's go right here. My dude, Dutch Boy Fresh. What up? What up?
How we doing, fellas? How we doing?
Oh man, usually I don't like to do the 5, so I give the solo screen. But here, after what we just got, a lot of pushback from the chat, man. A lot of people hating on Florida State, Dutch.
Yeah, man. A little under the weather, but we had to make it happen. Man, the good, the bad, and that hat is sure as fucking ugly. Moose, that hat is sure as fucking ugly. And you talked all that shit, and I didn't hear the U in your pocket. Scary motherfucker.
Oh, it is, yeah. Malachi Toney and the team total.
Oh, scary. That's a scary bet. We shall go to the window though. We got some good plays today. Got 5 bets for you guys. And we will be on. I guess we'll stay with this Florida State game here since it's on screen.
Hey, right here. I'm just gonna click for you guys. That way that I'm.
Yeah, it's to me, man. This is overreaction. This is just last week we had Miami. I was on UVA easily +7. I didn't think they'd win the fucking game outright, but obviously the writing was on the wall. Florida State did not give a fuck about that game. They're looking for today. Obviously Miami coming off a bye, probably really the only thing that scares me a little bit here. I think Florida State's going to be ready to fucking rock and roll. I think they're going to put pressure on Beck. We're a little worried about the running backs as they play well, and I know Miami's got a great defense, but at the end of the day, this is a rivalry. Florida State off a loss last year too, 36-14 in Miami. Had won the prior 2 matchups, average margin of win 9 points per game. They're 10-5 straight up last 15 versus Miami. And honestly, I just think these running backs and Castellanos is going to have their way with the Hurricanes. I do think this will be a competitive game. I actually look for more of a defensive game. I know Daby Cab doesn't like that, and I'm sure Moose doesn't like that as well. But I think Florida State's going to show up on the defensive side of the ball and make it a little bit difficult for this guy Beck, who we've seen play pretty fucking well so far, but we've seen him struggle real bad last year against Georgia. I think we'll see a little bit with Georgia. I think we'll see a little bit more of that Beck tonight in Tallahassee. And the best player on the field, guys, is going to be Castellanos. He will be the absolute best player on the field. Now, against Alabama, he had 16 carries for 78 yards. Last week against UVA, he had 14 carries for 78 yards. With these two dual running backs and this boy, if Norvell stays the fuck out of the way, it's a W for the Seminoles. Believe that. We're going over 51.5 rushing yards for Castellanos. Easy money. Easy money. Stay away from the sacks. Get the ball out quick reads, and obviously the motherfucking boy can run the ball. I love this look. I love Florida State plus 4.5. Also sprinkle a little bit on the plus 158. That's right. Sprinkle me, man. We're going to the window. Seminoles win this game as long as Norvell stays the fuck out of the way. This is really two shitty-ass coaches with unbelievable rosters. I think Castellanos outplays Beck. Florida State does enough on the defensive end. We win an ugly game at home. Florida State is good money. Let's go to Vandy. You're on Florida State one time.
Oh yes, money line and plus 4.5.
I love it. I know my guy Guns was talking that in the Hoobangin chat yesterday, so I love to see it.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to Vandy in Alabama, man. This game, so I got the 10.5. I went back on it at 11.5. I don't know, man. I guess I'm a little worried, maybe. But at the end of the day, how can you be worried when you got Diego Pavia? I mean, this motherfucker has played 18 games for Vanderbilt, 43 touchdowns. I mean, this boy is the best thing going in college football. Not the best prospect, but when it comes to winning football games and having the guy you want on your team saying running the show, it's Diego Pavia. It doesn't get much better. Now, last year they won at home, against Alabama as a 23-point dog. So I do not feel like Alabama's going to overlook them this time. However, Alabama's coming off of an impressive win against Georgia, somewhat of a letdown in my opinion. And of course, we got a bet on Vanderbilt team. They've taken great care of not only me, but a lot of us. They're 6-0 ATS last 6 on the road. They have the bye coming up. They have running backs. They're going to play tough, physical defense. I believe Diego Pavia will be the best player on the field. Will outplay Simpson. It's not going to take the W, but will easily stay in between the double-digit line here. I love Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia's rushing 60 is a little high for me, so I stayed off of that. Was looking to bet that, but I think at the end of the day, you have to take Vanderbilt with the 10.5, 11.5, whatever you can get. What do we got there? One time you like Vandy or you on Bama?
I didn't move on this game here. It's a tough spot here for me. Pavia took care of business at home. This is going to be a whole nother environment. I think Alabama has learned a lot since that week 1 loss, and that Florida State team's a lot better than what we all thought going into this season. This was ultimately a pass for me. I do think that this is probably going to be a shootout. I think both teams are probably going to move the ball up and down the field. I'd probably take the over here in this spot, but nothing official.
Moose and Guns, let's go ahead and go down the line with you guys as well since we're here.
All right. I got the Vandy team total over. I got the team total over at is it 22.5? Yeah, 22.5 at minus 105. I mean, last year Vanderbilt did not have an issue moving the ball. They had over 400 yards of total offense. And Pavia, dude, the guy just oozes confidence. I mean, he's just got that aura. And I'm going to take that guy in offense any day of the week. Yeah, Alabama's got a legit defense, but that defense has had some issues tackling. If you look at their grades for tackling, they have not graded well. And correct me if I'm wrong, but tackling's kind of important as a defense. So I'm going to take Vanderbilt, who has looked very good, has already had some games against some tough competition. And I think that we're going to see something similar to what we saw last year with Vanderbilt. The question is their defense. I don't know if their defense is really good. Yeah, their linebacking core is actually surprisingly legit, but I'm not 100% invested into I'm not going to be 100% invested into the Vanderbilt team just because I don't know what the defense is going to do against Bama, who seems to be kind of riding the ship. Ty Simpson has looked real good. He looked real good. But I'm just going to trust Vanderbilt on the offensive side of the ball. Give me their team total over 22.5 at minus 105.
Sharp look. I like that.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. But yeah, I'm going to align with Dutch on this one. I think this is a Vandy spot all day long. Mind you, they beat Bama at home last year, and everybody's like, oh, here comes the bounce back, here comes the revenge angle. Here's the problem with that. At home last year, they were 22.5-point dogs. They're a shorter dog on the road this year in Tuscaloosa. It's line correlation, guys. Vandy is a much better team than what people think. They used to not be able to get offensive linemen that are over 300 pounds. Now they can. Clark Lee has built an exceptional team. And this team gets exposed on the run. And I'm talking about Alabama. Alabama allowed, 230 rushing yards, 4.7 yards per carry to Florida State. And last week versus Georgia, they did get the victory. However, Georgia put up 227 rush yards, 6.9 yards per carry. This team can run the football with Vandy, with Diego Pavia. They can run it with a running back, explosive offense. They can put up 223 rushing yards per game, 6.5 yards per carry. This is going to be a problem in this game. And I think situationally, Clark Lee is going to run the rock and take advantage and expose that Bama defense. And you said it, 6-0 ATS road dog last 6, 2-0 ATS this year in those spots. Vandy's going to be a problem today. Are they going to win the game outright? I don't know. But I think it's going to be, at the very least, worst case scenario, a possession game. And it's already 2 possessions line here. Give me Vandy all day long.
If you tune into the sesh, you know that I'm on Vandy as well. So there is a little bit of kumbaya on this one, I guess.
Yeah,
That's weird. I mean, hearing your voice is just like a ghost. All right, there you go.
Yeah, I think he's a grown ass man. He probably shouldn't even be in college football anymore. Lucky he still is, and we get to still make money off of this kid. So we'll go to the window with Vandy. Love the points. Anything more than a touchdown, I think, is just a fucking auto bet with Vanderbilt. Let's get to this one. I added this one this morning. We're gonna go Texas, Florida, and this really, guys, is more of a fade of the Florida Gators. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been very low on them. I cleaned up with South Florida on these boys. I did not like what.
Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, he sounds a little low.
Your voice was good until just like 2 seconds ago. Now it's quiet.
I'm low.
Yeah, it was a little low.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
You can't hear me?
I mean, I can hear you. You're quiet though.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll speak up a little bit.
Oh, it's good now.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna fade Florida here. I haven't been big on Lagway. I think Napier's on his way out. This team is just a fucking hot mess at the end of the day. And then we got a Texas team coming off a bye. Hasn't really played a great game yet, honestly. Let's be honest. So I'm going to dummy this down a little bit. Call it square. Call it what the fuck you will. But I'm going to the window with it. It's double result. Texas first half. Texas full game. I know my guy Daby Cab talks about Texas starting hot and then kind of fucks it off in the second half. Well, luckily they got Florida, and I don't think they can fuck this one off. I got this at minus 122. I'm fading Florida, man. They're averaging 11 points per game last 3. I think this is the toughest competition they played against as well. 4-11 straight up last 15 as an underdog. This team is just not good. Lagway is a shell of himself. That whatever they thought this kid was, he's not. And Napier's on his way out. I think this is a fucking really nice spot for Texas here. I don't understand all the love, the line dropping, but I won't get cute. I'll take the double result. Texas is 11-1 straight up last 12 on the road. As I mentioned off a bye, I think we'll see the best of Arch so far. This is the elite Texas defense. So I don't know if Florida's going to put 10 points on the board, to be quite honest with you, unless there's some fugaziness going on. So I don't see how Florida scores against this Texas team. I would maybe look even team total under Florida, but I got double result Texas here. I think they go in and handle business from start to finish. Minus 122. It's good money. Muted.
Gab muted.
Oh shit! I was sitting there laughing my ass off. Anyways, bro, it's like a little bit quieter now, a little bit louder now, bro. Your voice is going down and up and down and up.
Yeah, it's like the receding of the ocean, going in, coming out.
Hey, don't get mad, bro. I like
this
it
last
better.
one in here. I know you better hear this one because you're gonna love this one. All right, let me get the fuck up out of here. All right, we got Mississippi State. Went to the window at 14.5. We'll go right back at 16. That's right, man. The Bulldogs, baby. Man, this is just a little bit too much of love for them Aggies. A little too fat and happy with these Texas A&M Aggies. I know you love them, Cab, but it's a little too much. All right. Now you got a Mississippi State team that is talented. All right, they're talented. I like the quarterback shaping. I think they got running backs. This is a fucking pretty solid team. As we've seen, they beat Arizona State and should have beat Tennessee last week. Pretty much gave that game away. I hope they don't linger that in to College Station. But at the end of the day, you got a Mississippi State team that's 2-1 ATS last 3 meetings, 1-2 straight up with an average margin of 11 points per game. So I think they keep well in this number. Now they're 5-0 ATS this year. 5-0 ATS last 5 on the road. 8-4 against the number last 12 meetings versus the Aggies. And when you get the Aggies at home, what do? You fucking fade them. the Aggies are 0-3 ATS this year against the number. They might win the game, but they're not covering the numbers. They're 0-5 ATS last 5 at the crib, and 1-8 ATS last 9 overall. 1-5 against the number against fellow SEC opponents. How the fuck are we laying 16? This number just keeps going up, going up. Aggies will win this game, but they're not gonna fucking beat these boys 40-20. I don't see that. I think this
42-21 is probably the score.
A big game. Well, you say that every time, and Aggies just don't seem to cover. There's a reason why you're money lining them motherfuckers with your
I haven't lost a bet that I've made on A&M all year.
Nobody takes them with the spread. That's the crazy thing. And if you do, you lose your fucking money. So the Aggies are at home, lay in the number, they don't fucking cover. So you better find a way to money line it. You better find a way to fucking prop it because they don't fucking cover the number. Mississippi State should have a sour fucking salty taste in their mouth for giving it away at home against Tennessee. They play these boys well every year. I think they go in the College Station. I know it's going to be fucking crazy, but I think they put up at least 24 points and they get out of this game. Keep this number close. Within 10. So anything more than 10 is a beautiful thing. And we're taking Mississippi State, the Bulldogs, baby, plus 14.5. We'll go back at the 16. It's good money.
Hell yeah, man. We appreciate you. We'll go back over this one, guys. But want to let Dutch.
He sounds salty right now, Guns. Huh? I had to talk about all the numbers.
I love it.
I wouldn't. There's nothing that you could say that could make me salty. I have not lost. I'm 5-0 on bets that I've made on A&M.
He has not betted once against the spread. Very smart, my friend. Very smart. Moose, great to see you, my man.
+7 with Notre Dame was against the spread.
My guy, Guns. Always nice to see you, my man. Notre Dame. Let's go. And wine time, man. Baby shower. Leave that shit to the girls, man. Let's watch some fucking football, my friend. You know what I mean? You know it's all love, my guy. Y'all stay fresh, man. See you later, Cap.
We can do this one real quick, guys, because we got a couple people that are bringing more best bets. But look, tell you how to actually get paid in this game. It's Mario Craver, right? That's all you got to do is you got to take Mario Craver, the Mississippi State transfer. There's been a little bit of shit talking online. If you've been paying attention on my X account, you've seen it going back and forth. And it's not just one of the people that I sent you wine time. There's been a couple players that have gotten in on it as well. Mario Craver is averaging 15 yards after catch, 22.2 yards per catch. His catch total is set at, or reception total is set at 4.5 today, minus 150, saying he's probably going to get 5. Guys, if he gets 5, he's going 100 plus. I'm telling you right now, Craver is going to get his total yards. A&M's going to win the football game. Maybe they don't cover. Maybe they do. I don't care. I got plus 110 by taking Craver and A&M money line. That's how you bet the fucking game. We took Moss and A&M money line at plus 105 last week. Now we're going to take the plus 110 this week. I've got another bet for you. It's plus 500. So listen, you're going to take Concepcion's receiving yards over 64.5. You're going to take Craver over 83.5. You're going to take Moss to score a touchdown and A&M to win the football game. That's plus 500. I put a half a unit on it because I truly think they put up 42 points. If they put up 42 points in this football game, everything that I just said fucking happens. Okay? So that's a plus 500 for you. That's good money. I think that they come out pissed off. They had 400 plus yards of offense against Auburn and only put up 16 points. Penalty, missed field goal, penalty, missed field goal, penalty, missed field goal, penalty. So much so that Jimbo started a fund for Cabo. Every time you get a penalty, you got to donate to the fund, right? It's happening. There will be less penalties. It will be clean football, and they are going to put up between 35 and 42 points in this football game. I think Mississippi State puts up between 21 and 28. You do what you will with the spread with that information, but what I gave you matches. There you go. What do you guys think on this one?
I mean, from my perspective, you look at the line last year, I think Mississippi State was at home. They were plus 19.5, and now it's like, what, minus 16.5. Not enough movement for me to really get on it. It could be a Texas A&M absolute thumping in College Station, or it could be a one-possession game with Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a team I've been kind of buying here and there. I'm really impressed with this team now. This team was projected to be the worst team in SEC. Now you're seeing this team compete week to week. I thought they had almost had a big win for them last week, and that would have been an immediate fade spot this week. But that line, double-digit favorite, it seems like even the books are still not sold on Mississippi State for me. I'm going to watch and see, but I'm definitely paying attention to these Bulldogs, and maybe there's going to be some opportunities to bet on them in the future.
Hey, this isn't like it's all fucking publicly tracked, Chef. I'm 5-0. Now I lost the bet on Jeremiah Cobb, who was an Auburn player. So technically, I guess you can say 5-1. But I'm 5-1 with bets involving A&M. There's no fucking like. So you can think whatever you want. It doesn't matter. That's all publicly tracked. Musa, what's your thoughts on this one?
Oh, hard pass. Hard pass in this game. Hard pass.
I'll say this. My pops said Mississippi State. He never goes against A&M. His buddies who are big-time gamblers and A&M fans, they said Mississippi State. So does that make me like A&M? Yes, because I don't think they're fucking good at gambling. I don't think they know what the fuck they're talking about. And I think the books are trying to get you to bet Mississippi State right here. But I'm still not getting involved in the state. A spread. Sorry. Wine time. Thoughts?
Yeah, you touched on it. I think the books are begging for Mississippi State money. I wanted to be on Mississippi State at plus 14.5, and I ultimately got off because I was like, why are they at plus 14.5? They very well should have beaten Tennessee last week. Maybe they gave all that effort into that game. It was at the Horseshoe. That place was rocking. That was a big letdown game, I think, for Mississippi State because they should have won that game, and it might hurt them going forward. But A&M, this team is very talented. I mean, they've got all the weapons you could possibly ask for at the wide receiver position, the running back position. All Reed's got to do is get them the ball in open space. You touched on it, Craver, 15 yards after the ball touches his hands on average. I mean, or after contact. I mean, this guy is he's insane. I didn't think he was going to be this good. There's a reason why he's a Heisman candidate right now being a wide receiver. That's crazy. I think A&M's probably going to win this game. I'm not going to lay the wood on here at a 16.5 because it's just – I think Mississippi State should cover this, but I think the books are telling us everything we need to know here that A&M probably beats these guys by 20 to 30 points, and Mississippi State is going to be a little bit stunned heading to College Station at Kyle Field because this is going to be a hostile environment. 6:30 start time out there in the Central, so this place is going to be rocking. You're muted, Cab.
I'm muted. Guns, did you hit on this one?
Yeah, I gave my opinion. It's a hard pass, just hard pass.
Wine time? I mean, Moose, you did too?
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Okay. So we went through it. Wine time. While you're still able to be with us, I'm going to click buttons and I'm going to put our guy on main screen. I'm actually going to take us all off here because it's about that time to let our dude come on here and do what he does. He takes the screen for a couple minutes and gives you guys nothing but best bets. I know he's looking to bounce back after last week, but he is in the green on the season, and that's what we're looking for, guys. And when you're in the green and you have the volume that this guy has, it's the opportunity to get way far into the green, if you get what I'm saying. So without further ado, let's get our guy up here, Kong's Clips.
Happy Saturday, guys. How's everybody today? Hope you're ready to make some money, because that's where I'm at. Beautiful Saturday. Everybody go touch the like button. Show the show to a friend. Let's try to build this show up a little bit here. I'm gonna jump straight into it. Everybody get your pen and paper ready, because we're getting to the bag today. First game on my ticket. Florida Gators, team total under 18.5. We've seen a dynamic offense in Ohio State not be able to put this number up on on Texas. I just don't think Florida's got the horse in the stable to put up over 2 touchdowns in this game. I think this game potentially goes under as well. But I am on Texas. I'm on Texas minus 5.5. I just think the defense is going to win this game. I think if Texas puts up 3 touchdowns here, they cover this number. Florida team total under 18.5 minus 110. Texas minus 5.5, also minus 110. Off to the Battle of Texas. Texas Tech going into Houston. Texas Tech is by far the better team in this game. I'm laying it with Texas Tech in the first half, minus 6.5. Got that at minus 115. Houston's looked okay, and I have backed Houston almost every week this season. But Texas Tech is another animal, bro. Texas Tech is going to be in the college football playoff. Any team that can go into Utah and do what they did to Utah, who is also a great team, I just don't think Houston can keep up here. I think Texas Tech puts up a gang of points, and I'm laying the points. First half -6.5, -115, and Texas Tech full game -11.5, which is now a 12.5. I endorse this through 14, guys. They're going to win this game by 2 touchdowns. Also -110. Miami going into Florida State. Florida State has not seen a defense like this Miami team. This team's defense is still underrated. I'm laying the points here. Miami -4.5. Miami, their pass rush is graded second in efficiency in the country. I just think they get to the quarterback here. The closest thing Florida State has seen to this was Alabama in the first week of the season. And we've seen what that looked like. Alabama come out lethargic. They were walking. They were not running, trying to catch the ball carriers. Miami's not going to do that. Miami's going to get pushed up front. And I think Miami wins this by double digits. Give me the Miami Hurricanes -5.5, 4.5, -105. Miami, Florida State, over 54.5. I do think Florida State can contribute a little bit here. But I think Miami potentially scores 35, 40 points. So if I can get a little bit out of Florida State, I'm on the over. Over 54.5, -110. Off to Old Dominion, playing Coastal Carolina. Love this Old Dominion team. Team full of grit. They play real tough football. They're going to play through every play. Coastal Carolina, really down year for these guys. Old Dominion in the first week of the season, I remember I was on Indiana laying the points, and they kept that game close throughout. Old Dominion is a team to watch. So I'm laying the 20.5 here with Old Dominion. -110. Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, welcoming Boise State Broncos. Gave out Notre Dame earlier in the week at 17.5 on Medicate Monday at -110, I believe. I tweeted Notre Dame out at -16.5 at -122. That number has ballooned. I seen the 21.5 this morning. Tells you all you need to know. Notre Dame's gonna blow this Boise State team out. And I think they do that by going over their team total, 41.5. That's a -110 spot. I'm not going to lay this bigger number because I got a better number earlier in the week, which you could have too if you tuned into Medicate Monday. I'm taking the team total over in this spot. I think they score potentially on almost every possession. Notre Dame has to have some really big wins. They've got to put points up. They've got to blow teams out to try to make it back into the college football playoff picture. And I think they do that starting here with Boise State. Alabama. Everybody in the world is on Vanderbilt. I'm laying the first half number with Alabama. Vanderbilt could come in late and backdoor this thing. I seen the number had moved. It's at 12.5 now for the full game. So I'm going to give you the number I just found on Bet365. Bama first half -6.5 is -125. This season, Alabama's average margin of victory in the first half is 15.5 points. Asking them to do half that here in a revenge spot against a Vanderbilt team. Excuse me. That come in and beat them last game. Made a big spectacle of it. Tore down the goalposts. I think Alabama comes in here and starts off strong. It's all we need is a strong start. Lay the 6.5 in the first half with Alabama -125. Plus money prop of the week. Baron Morton, Texas Tech. I think he gets you 3 passing touchdowns this game. Plus 182. He did leave the Utah game a little early. Look for him to come out and air the ball out early in this one. I think you get your 3 passing touchdowns and a plus 182. You can't beat it. Baron Morton, 3+ passing touchdowns. 2-unit parlay was posted again early because I needed that Friday game. And South Florida was a sweat last night. Don't know if anybody caught that game. We cover on the second to last play of the game when they put the backups in. They let the backups go down, score a touchdown with 42 seconds left, which gave us the cover for the 2-unit parlay. So we need a couple more spots to go our way today. Since I put that out early, I'm going to come here with a different parlay for you guys. It is 1 unit, 2 units already been posted. I do not play 2 of those a week. But I love this play. Texas Tech, first half, -6.5. Alabama, first half, -6.5. Texas A&M, first half, -6.5. And your Michigan Wolverines, first half, -6.5. Parlay is built on Bet365. Get you plus 707 odds for 1 crisp unit. Appreciate you guys for having me. Everybody make sure you hit the like button. It helps out the show a lot. Gets it out to other people who may be interested in college football wagers. Yeah, I love you guys. Let's go get this fucking cash. Calm. I'm out.
One of the best intros right there. Moose, I don't know what the hell you're talking about in the chat, but shout out to our guy Kong, always bringing the heat. We got somebody else who's going to drop us some best bets, and then I want to go through the panel with Guns and Moose and make sure they got to hit theirs. And then we got Gorki coming on towards the end of the show as well that wants to bring best bets. But right now, I'm excited to introduce this guy. He said he's going to be super quick, guys. Hold on. Sorry. My phone. I just got that. We got to stop the show for Big O, man. Dropping 5 Pub Sports Radio memberships. Shout out to Big O. Yo, the members make the channel. What the fuck was that?
Wrong button.
Try again.
I was going to do. Wait. There we go. I'll wait for that.
There we go. Shout out to Big O. Yeah, and all the members in the chat, man. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel. It doesn't take much. Just hit that membership button and hit the join button. We appreciate you. And if you are one of the members, join the Discord. Hop in there. We're back there hanging out, capping games, making money, smoking weed, just kicking it. So get back in the Discord if you're one of the members. But back to the point about the best bets. Our guy coming on from the Locker Room Podcast. You can catch these guys today during the UFC fights live right here on Pub Sports Radio. He's bringing us his best bets. Our dude, Joey T. What up, Joey?
Yo, what's up, brother? What's up, y'all?
Yo, man. Excited to hear what you got. You brought us a video last week, but the audio was off, so I'm glad we got you live here this week.
Yes, sir. Before I get at my best, go Phils. Fuck the Dodgers, fuck the rest. But yeah, so what I usually do for my best bets, I always look for a live dog. I look at player props, team spreads, and I look for a money line parlay. The dog I actually like is a UAB over Army. I think UAB is going to be able to put up points with Army, especially being the home dog. Player props I like. I like the Iowa State quarterback, Beck, over 1.5, plus 130. The over-under is at, I believe, 55.5. It's gonna if it goes over, I think he clears the over 1.5 in passing. Ohio State quarterback Julian Sang, over 1.5, minus 190. That game's going to be a belt to ass, and it wouldn't shock me if he's done by the third quarter. And then Carson Beck over 1.5. I think Carson Beck's going to definitely get his offense involved. If you parlay all 3 of those, you get plus 477. Now the spreads I really like. I think Texas is about to go belt to ass on Florida. So I got the 5.5. Navy 13.5 over Air Force. Navy's about to go belt to ass at home. They're like I said, they're the best military school in the country, and I think they're going to show why. I usually don't go this big on spreads, but this team's an absolute disaster. I like Arizona minus 20.5 going against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State just fired their head coach. That whole team's a disaster. They're 1-3. Don't be shocked if they don't win past 3 games. And then the last one I really like My dumbass muted myself. But the last bet I like on that spread, I like Rice 4.5 at home. They're playing FAU. I think Rice is going to show why they're the better owl in the country, and I think they're going to fly past this 4.5. And then the money line parlay I got. Oh, if you parlay all four of those spreads, you get plus 12.58 on the spreads. Now the last one, just a plain old money line. All the teams that they got to do is win. I don't give a fuck how they do it, just win. Goddamn it! It's Illinois money line. They play Purdue. Do I keep muting myself?
I think
No, you're good, bro.
Okay. Illinois, Texas, UConn. UConn plays FIU. FIU's trash. UConn's been pretty good playing at home field. And my last one is Rice. Just went over why, because FAU, they're not all that good, and you can get that at plus 280. So I got 4 plays and 3 parlays and 1 straight.
Beautiful, man. Well, we appreciate you bringing the action to us. Let's get that money. The Tailgate has been an extremely profitable show last year and this year, so I'm excited for you to bring extra profit to it, man. We appreciate you, Joey. Hopefully you can come drop by with us again, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, Barwin. Mr. Hoover, TCU, whatever the touchdowns has played you over. That kid throws the ball like 100 times.
Oh, yeah. We've been on that. One. Shout out to Josh Hoover, man. What time is the UFC stream tonight?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. right here on Pub Sports Radio, guys. You'll catch Joey, Big Show, Billy, 2 Cents, all the guys right here breaking down the fights and betting live with you. Joey, thanks, man. We love you.
Thanks for having me on, y'all.
Hell yeah, Joey. Shout out to our dude, bringing it quick like we like. Listen, I saw somebody in the chat said this show is lame as fuck and spelled it with a J. You can say fuck in this chat, pussy. I mean, just go ahead and say what it is you want to say. Okay, how about that? So we keep it moving. Guns, what's a game that you want to talk about that we have not touched on today or that we went too fast over?
Listen, as you guys know, and I had to bring the fire, I had to bring the heat, I got to bring it. We're going to the Gun Belt, baby. Let's go to the Gun Belt. Let's go Coastal Carolina versus ODU, SB Ballard Stadium in Norfolk, Virginia. I love the Gun Belt. This game is going to be kicking off at 6 p.m. East. You have ODU that's 3-1 on the year and off a 21-7 win. Kind of a lackluster win over Liberty, but now we're getting into conference play, and we have some history between these two teams. And of course, Coastal Carolina coming off a bye after a big road win. They beat Southern Alabama 38-20, but look at what happened in that game. A little bit misleading outcome because Coastal Carolina actually got crushed in the yardage in that game, minus 126 net yards in that game, but they had a plus 3 turnover ratio in that game. They had 2 interceptions that started their drives inside the South Alabama 30. They also had a fumble return for a touchdown as well. 17 points, outliers. That was the difference in that game. And Coastal Carolina's defense cannot stop the run. Versus Eastern Carolina, they gave up 204 rushing yards, 4.2 yards per carry. Southern Alabama, they gave up 223 and 5.1 yards per carry, even though they won that game. And ODU can run the football. Dual threat quarterback, Colton Joseph. They have Traquan Jones. Those two in the backfield are absolutely electric. They put up 238 rushing yards per game, 6.7 yards per carry. I think they are going to pound the rock against Coastal Carolina. And you look at the offense with Coastal Carolina, they're awful. 293 yards per game, 147 in the passing, 53.1% pass completion rate. This is also a revenge game here for ODU. Look back at what happened last year. They lost the game 45-3, but they were 5-point road dogs. Now they're minus 20.5 the next year. Less than a year since these two teams met. Also, Coastal Carolina, terrible as a double-digit dog, 3-8 ATS run. And ODU is 3-1 ATS this year and off a non-cover. By the way, I think they lost by a hook. So ODU is going to thump Coastal Carolina today. Give me ODU minus 20.5.
So we got Guns and Kong on ODU here, and this is the Gun Belt, as you guys know. So I might have to join with a little ODU love. Moose, what's your thoughts on this one?
I mean, these are two programs that are two totally different trajectories. Coastal Carolina, it's a long day since you had Grayson McCall back there and just running that legit hybrid triple option. ODU has been looking very good. That program is on the rise. That is a potential conference champion you're looking at. So if you're asking about why is the line the way that it is, yeah, because they're on, two totally different trajectories. So I endorse Old Dominion. Coastal Carolina, just not too many points for me here, so I'm off.
Daryl Turner in the chat, man. Shout out to you. He said ODU quarterback Colton Joseph is a baller.
Yeah,
baller. Absolute baller. They're gonna. I have them in my mind. I think they're trying to think of the teams that are in the Sun Belt right now, the Gun Belt, I should say. Cease and desist Sun Belt. ODU is probably the best team in the Gun Belt right now. I don't think there's another team that can beat them. So they're my favorite to kind of win the Gun Belt championship this year.
Oh yeah. Bro, I thought you said you were driving, Timmy. Pay attention to the road, bro. We don't want you to hurt somebody else. And the only person I played ball with recently was your mom, bitch. Anyways, what's the next game that we want to go to, Moose?
Let's do Temple and UTSA.
All right. Oh man, we got Jose backstage. Maybe he does have a graphic for this awful game, but I doubt it. Let me go ahead and make a banner for it. But take it away, Moose. Start at Temple UTSA, and I'll get you a banner.
All right. Let's just look at UTSA. UTSA offense has, there were a lot of questions coming into this year because it was going to be essentially kind of a change in format for what they were supposed to be doing, but we have not seen any of that. Their offense has looked very good. I mean, they have had some tough competition they've gone up against, but against Texas A&M, 24 points. Texas State threw up 36 against FCS, who gives a shit, 48. And people might be looking at the score last week when they traveled to Colorado State and only put up 17. I talked about this in our first broadcast about Colorado, and the ability to go up to elevation and play football is difficult. It is a very difficult thing. If you are a C-level team and you are traveling to elevation, it is very difficult to continue to have offensive and or defensive success. So let's flip over to the other side with Temple. Temple has looked very good this year offensively. They brought in Eli Stone, who is a legit D1 Power 5 transfer that's just kind of looking for some opportunities. And he has thrown the ball well this year at times, but against better competition, Oklahoma and Georgia Tech, not as efficient. But in that Georgia Tech game, Temple brought that game to within one score. And, I mean, I'm going to love the cover because they covered on the last drive of the last game, or the last drive on the last play with their backup quarterback. The offense for Temple is somewhat passable. Against UMass, that offense put up 42 points. Against FCS, who gives you shit, they put up 55. Even against Georgia Tech, they put up 24. Temple's defense is horrible. They are not a good defense. They gave up 42 to Oklahoma, 45 to Georgia Tech. So UTSA, I expect to score. Temple, I expect to score. I do lean Temple, but the market, how it moved from the 4.5 to the 6.5, but didn't cross the 7 was enough to keep me off of Temple as a side. But I like points here. Give me the 58. I took it over. Muted, Cap.
Muted. Thank you guys for not saying something so quick. Like over. Okay, Temple UTSA. If Jose's in the chat, man, we want to let us know what you think. I think he checked out after week 1, though. When A&M beat the shit out of UTSA, he just said he wasn't going to watch their football team this year. So maybe he has nothing to say. But shout out to JT in the chat, man. Great capper right there. He says Purdue +9 right there, -110. Much love to you, JT. Let's keep this rolling. Guys, I'm going to keep asking. And if you get to a point where there is not, no worries. But is there another one, Guns, you wanted to hit on we hadn't put up here yet?
I'll throw one. Actually, I've been kind of talking about this one on shows, but I want to go with Air Force versus Navy on this one. Annapolis, Maryland. This is going to be a noon kick, so we can get in there early. And I think we're going to see some points in this game. And let me tell you why. You look at the Air Force defense this year, they're terrible. They give up 533 yards of total offense to their opponents on average in the last 3 weeks, and they've given up 47.3 points per game in the last 3 weeks as well. So you can score points on the Air Force. Their offense, though, explosive. They can score points. 470 yards per game in total offense, 5.1 yards per carry, 254 on the ground, 216 through the air. They average 38 points per game. Then you got Navy. Navy's offense is really good, too. Of course, running the triple option. 484 yards per game, primarily in the ground game because that's the triple offense, option offense. 6.5 yards per carry, 352 on the ground. Navy's offense averages 38 points per game this year. So these are two high-scoring teams. Now, you got to look at the totals from the last 3 years. 37, 34, 38. The total for this game is 51.5. What? There's a reason for that. Highest total since 2017. The last time this total was this high, I think it was at 50 in 2017. Guess what the final score of that game was? 48-45. That's an over. So I think we're going to see a high-scoring affair here at noon in Indianapolis. Give me Air Force, baby. Over 51.5.
So Air Force and the over right here. Moose, did you have thoughts on this one?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. I mean, I am, I guess you could say, plugged in with my dad, who's a part of the Alumni Association, talking to other 70-year-olds. So I'm not sure how plugged in that is, since they have trouble plugging things in general. But I have heard that this is potentially one of, if not the best Navy offense that has ever walked through the Naval Academy. And that is saying something, because they had a quarterback back in the day. I'm assuming, I don't want to take a shot here, but Guns might be the better guy to remember this. Roger Staubach was at Navy, and it was a national championship offense. And we are seeing comparisons from the old heads at Navy saying that this offense is better because you have a better offensive line, and Horvath is a legit quarterback. Air Force has looked horrific on defense, but they are putting it together a little bit. They did look better in their last game against Hawaii, but I mean, they still gave them still loud points. So yeah, I kind of think this is an over, but I also wouldn't be shocked if we just saw a standard. We are just going to run triple option. We know how these games play, and why are we going to deviate from the norm? Because this is how Service Academy games are played. I tend to err on the side of this is a new era of Service Academy where you are seeing more pass attempts than you've ever seen, not only from Air Force, but also from Navy. And Air Force kind of figured out their quarterback. I'll buy a vowel. I have no idea how to say who's the Air Force quarterback that's come in. He has looked very good back there. That was kind of an issue early on, was quarterback play. He's looked very good. You still have the big fullback Hansen that is over there that looks very good. So I like the over here. I'm not betting it because I've seen enough of these Service Academy games fly under the total, but over would be the only way I could look.
Man, shout out to my dude Chill Will there, man. I was waiting for Moose to get to your comment. I have not been to the Texas Live yet, but definitely need to get there and burn one with you, my dude. It was good kicking it in San Antonio. Can't wait for the next Public Palooza. But man, thank you for the dono, and thank you to the members, man. Everybody that's supporting it, it means the world. Like, seriously, you guys are family. I love capping with y'all. No other way I'd rather start my Saturday. This is what I love doing with you, Guns, Moose, Wine Time. My dude Dutch, even though he's on Mississippi State, which is a bad bet. You know the deal. So, Moose, was there any other one you wanted me to put up before we go? Did either of you guys hit this one at all? I'm just curious because
I have a parlay in this one.
Oh yeah. The reason I said that is because I said Virginia Tech might only win 3 games this year. They've already got 2, so maybe I was wrong. But I think 6-7 points for Virginia Tech is fucking outrageous.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I put him on a money line. But this is Dickert's first time traveling to Blacksburg. This is Wake Forest's first road trip this year, and hell of a place to go for your first road trip. It is helpful that the game is in the morning. Blacksburg is a completely different place at night. Enter Sandman hits very different when it is the light versus brights. So I like Virginia Tech on the money line. I don't think I'd be laying the points. This is a young Wake Forest team that is traveling for the first time this year, and I certainly have questions. Demond does have a injury designation, although is he expected to play? And oh my goodness, quarterback. Why am I blank? Ashburn. Richie Ashburn has looked legit after transferring to South Carolina. He's looked very good back there, but on the road, Virginia Tech maybe kind of figure it out. I just throw a money line parlay with Louisville. Both teams that I didn't really want to pay the number, but I still like them to win. Just threw a little half unit on it just to kind of keep things a little interesting here. It's not an official play for me. It is a personal play, but I do like Virginia Tech to win outright, but I do not like them to cover the number. So give me a money line parlay. I paired them with Louisville.
Guns, it looked like you were ready to tell me something. It looks like you felt like you actually had a little bit. No.
I think what I was going to do is I was going to drop a joke, and then the timing's off now. I don't really have anything on this game. I'm staying away from Virginia Tech by design. So
What?
no pass.
I tell you what, Moose, before we hit the recap, is there any other one you wanted me to put up? Because,
Boston College Pitt. That's literally my last play.
Hell yeah, let's hit that one. I got a graphic too. Take it away. Pitt last week let me down. What you looking at in this one?
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if everybody is aware of this, but there is a quarterback battle that went on at Pitt this week, and with it being known, the number continued to move towards Pitt. I actually got in at the 5.5. This was one of my earliest plays, and I knew that there was going to be a quarterback battle. The guy that won is not the guy I expected to win. Mason Schnitzel. It's actually Heinschel, but he's going to be like how Gronkowski is for Iowa. He's now going to be Schnitzel for me. So just mark that down in your Moose translator log. That if I'm talking about Schnitzel for Pitt, it is actually Heinschel that I'm referring to. So Schnitzel is coming in as a true freshman. And what I really like is the fact that you're looking at Narduzzi going to a freshman in a quarterback battle and basically telling the entire media all week, we are enforcing standards. That is what this decision is about. And Schnitzel gives us the best chance for us to be able to reach our standards as an offense and as a team. I love that. I will endorse a 6.5 on Pitt. Bill O'Brien has been awful on the road this during his collegiate career. So give me Pitt. I will take a 6.5. I will not play the 7 because I do not want to trust a true freshman quarterback to have to win by more than a touchdown. But if you can get a 6.5, get the 6.5. I'm on the 5.5, but I am on Pitt here.
Back to the well with Pitt. Guns, anything on this one?
I think situationally it's a bad spot here for BC. It's their third road game in 5 weeks. They're 0-2 in those spots. Pitt is playing their fourth home game in 5 weeks. They're coming off that bad loss, switching the quarterback. I thought, oh, okay, well, if they really thought to downgrade the quarterback, or the books did, they would. They didn't downgrade the line at all. It stayed right at 6.5. So that's trust in the freshman over Eli Holstein, benching him. I think it's a good move. Pitt is also 11-5 ATS at home since 2023, and they're off a non-cover last week because of mistakes. So I think this Pitt team's going to be raring to go. I do like the points in that one too. It leans towards the over. Even though it did drop because of the quarterback change, it went from 56.5 to 54.5. I still think we can see some points in this game. So I'm more geared toward the total, and I do lean towards the Pitt side.
Yeah, shout out to my dude Big Show, another one of the Locker Room podcast guys right there in the chat, man. Much love, Big Show. All right, let's recap, guys. Let's go over the bets we gave out here on the show. Guns, you want to go first? You want to take it first?
Yeah. So basically, drop 2 plays in here. These are the official ones, and actually, I threw a couple other ones there. Just go follow me on @GunsPicks, and the main ones that I'm going to be on for the show, for the record, it's Air Force Navy over the total, and ODU minus 20.5 for the gun. Those are the ones I like.
Beautiful. And I know Kong was with you on the ODU. I might join you guys on that one. Moose, fire away.
I got Pitt minus 5.5. I have UTSA Temple over 58. Vanderbilt team total over 22.5. FAU Rice over 53.5. And Jonah Coleman rushing yards over 88.5. Jonah Coleman rushing yards over 99.5. That's plus 121. I will say really quick, Maryland rush defense has graded out very, very well. But if you look at who they have played, they have not played many legit rushing attacks. They played Wisconsin, but Wisconsin run blocking has been horrific this year. Washington's offensive line is much better. Their offensive rush is much better. I do like Jonah Coleman to get his rushing yards. Also Malachi Toney receiving yards over 57.5. Those are my official plays. I do have some personal kind of small side, some parlay pieces. Louisville money line, Virginia Tech money line, got that minus 103. And then also my little creative same games. Sorsby touchdown and Cincinnati team total over 24.5 plus 140, and Toney receiving yards over 59.5, and a Miami team total over 26.5. That's plus 160.
It's so fun when we recap thinking how different everyone is that bets, but it also shows how it's real fucking money. We're not just going to do it like the same. We're all going to do it our own way, right? Yeah. Texas minus 3.5 first half. I did add a little bit more to the -3, but just one official bet there. I guess I'm on the public train with Vandy. It's up to 12.5 now. I'm not sure I like that, but I am on the Vandy side. Mario Craver over 83.5 receiving yards plus A&M on the money line. That's plus 110. And then I have a half a unit on this same game parlay. KC Concepcion over 65.5 receiving yards. Mario Craver over 80.5 receiving yards. Le'Veon Moss to score a touchdown and A&M to win. That comes in at plus 500, and I have a half a unit on that. I'm on the over 53.5. It was given out on Monday. I know it's 54.5 now. Tune in to Medicate Mondays. I gave the over 53.5 out in the Miami-Florida State game. It was one of my first bets, and that's what I'm locked into today. Guys, we try and get done a little earlier so we have time to hang out and listen to what our guy Gorki has to say with his best bets. And we don't like to rush towards the end of this show. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring our guy up here, Gorki. Gorki, what's up, man?
Yeah, Gorki.
What's up, guys? I'm going to keep it short this week, fellas.
Business.
That's right. Business, brother.
Like the hat, Gorki.
Thank you, sir. It's hockey season this week. We got to start it up. Let's go. My best bet on the board this week, I'm going to start with this Iowa State team total over 27.5 points. I think if Iowa State has a shot to win this game, which I think they do because it's actually a double up spot for me. I also have them in a parlay. But I think the way to do it this week is going to be Rocco Beck throwing the ball all over the field like a madman. And I think this guy gets it done. I think he parlays this successful season and career so far into a first-round pick. But that's conversation for another day. He might be the best quarterback passing-wise in all of college football. I love this guy.
I tell you what, I don't know about best passing quarterback, but I agree with you, man. I think this is one of the ones where the sharps might have it wrong. But I keep saying that Winetime said that the public money's on Cincinnati too, which that shocked the shit.
That's not what I'm seeing.
Okay.
What are we looking at? I can bring it up right now. Cincinnati and Iowa State.
Yes.
All right. You have 35% of the bets on Iowa State, 57% of the cash. You have 65% of the bets on Cincinnati, 43% of the cash.
So, sounds pretty sharp on the Iowa State side.
Yeah, I would say Iowa State is probably the sharper side.
To my ears.
But the line flipped. I mean, I was talking about this earlier. Dude, this is the exact same fucking situation we saw with UCF and BYU last year. Like, almost to a T. Like, the line flipped, but it didn't move past 1.5. It hung out there. Even with money coming in on their side, it just hung out at 1.5. And then we remember BYU just absolutely mollywopped UCF. I kind of see something similar here, but obviously different game, different scenario, different stadium, different players. But the market seems eerily similar in my opinion. I mean, it just from what I remember from last year.
Yeah, and Sorsby, I'm sorry, he might be playing better, but he's a run-first quarterback. Give me that all day, especially because he's not going to have the ability as a passer to really exploit the fact that these Iowa State Cyclones are missing two corners. Who gives a fuck? Offensively, we're going to win this game. And that's where I'm at. In terms of my double up spot, I have them in a parlay with Illinois money line at plus 2.5 for Iowa State. Illinois money line plus 2.5. Iowa State gave me plus 110, I believe. This stuff is all posted on Twitter. You guys can check me. Go ahead. And we will cash.
Hell yeah, man. Is that the just two today?
No, sir. I have a third one. It's a 3-game parlay. Louisville, Texas A&M, Miami money line plus 100.
Here's one that's interesting that we didn't even get to, Gorky. Louisville 6.5 over a ranked Virginia team, huh?
I know. I took Louisville on a money line. I'm right there with you, but I couldn't lay.
I think Louisville is a very underrated team with Miller Moss. I was on the other side last week. I took Pitt late. They let me down. But Miller Moss really looks like the passer we always thought he could be.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Moose, you said money line in this one?
Yeah, I took the money line. I think coming off of that huge victory against Florida State and just all the hype that went into that, all the media onto them, and then also the old classic, the old college classic, a team that wasn't ranked that is now ranked and not favored. Actually, no, I think it's favored. Correct, Guns, is that right? If it's
Louisville,
Louisville is favored, bro.
Unranked favorite home.
Yeah, there you go.
Ranked dog. You always take the favorite.
Yeah. So, this is kind of a Louisville spot for me, but I mean, Chandler Morris he's a winner, man. He's going to be probably there at the end. And I remember the game against North Carolina State, which was kind of the comp I used for this. Chandler Morris had them inside of the 10-yard line, was going for a game-winning touchdown, and then forgot what jersey he was throwing it to, which has been an issue for him this year. But the Louisville secondary was supposed to be very good last year. It wasn't. It's supposed to be kind of meh this year, and has actually played pretty well. But I don't really trust them completely. But I do like Virginia to kind of follow up their big win with potentially a letdown spot here. So I like Louisville as a money line parlay piece, but I do not want to put the points down, even though the market has gone to Louisville.
Hell no.
Hey,
I would not chase points with Louisville. Just take the simple win, make them part of a parlay piece that I played on Monday, and take your money. Now, I do think that Florida State is a little overrated here, guys, because let's be honest, Alabama, not that good of a team. No. But they're really not, though. I watched that game on Saturday with Georgia. If Kirby Smart hadn't been wearing his visor, thus if his brain was able to breathe and tell him, hey Kirby, kick the goddamn field goal, that would not have been a loss.
That's my favorite part of the show is right now.
You guys can fight me on that. I don't give a fuck.
You're saying if Kirby Smart was smart, I got you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Kirby, don't wear your visor at night, motherfucker.
He definitely should have kicked that field goal. There's no question about that, man.
The fuck are we doing? Plus, we're the road team here. What the fuck are you trying to do? Get your team to not make the playoff? Like, yeah, that's not going to happen because they've expanded. But every game should matter, fellas. This is college football.
I tell you what, Gorki, he should have kicked that field goal. I don't know about Alabama not being good, but he definitely should have kicked that field goal. I agree with that, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. All the members, all the donos.
Diego Pavia might go into it's at Tuscaloosa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Diego Pavia might have his Heisman moment. I'm just kind of fucking saying. For a second straight year.
His Heisman moment, huh? Well, I like that prediction. I got one question.
I think so. Let's fucking go. What's up?
No, not one question. One comment that I would like to make for you guys in the chat. Do us a favor. Other than hitting the like, go over to Guns' page, follow him. Go to Moose's page, follow him. Go to the Moose Talk. Go to anything that these guys do. Go to Gorky's page. Hit the follow for him. Support these guys. Let them know that you've been here at the tailgate rocking with us and that you appreciate everything they do.
Yeah, guys. And if you don't like our picks, guess what? Fucking fade us. You can make money either way. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's real simple. You can fade, you can tail. It doesn't matter. But everybody on screen, I love doing this with you guys. You guys in the chat, y'all are the best. We have nothing without you, so thank you. Let's all go get our bets in. Let's go get paid today.
Hey, we got done at 11:30.
That's the goal. Yeah, we made the goal.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, boys.